And what do you think about putting that in the show today?
Absolutely. I really like that. But how did you come up with that?
I was just thinking about what's the best way to serve the guys today on the MD and Chef Team show.
Yeah, and I was thinking, what about adding something like this to one of the pillars, just to empower, to equip them?
Beautiful. Oh, and may I say, speaking of beautiful, you look exceptionally gorgeous today, my dear.
Thank you, guys.
Oh my gosh, I just noticed. I think it's time for the MD and Chef Team show.
Yay! Let's go!
The content in this show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended for medical advice. It does not take the place of medical advice or treatment from a physician or health professional. Listeners and viewers should consult their own doctor or a qualified healthcare professional for specific health and wellness concerns and questions. And now, let's start the MD and Chef Team show.
Hello and welcome to the MD and Chef Team show on the NGBN TV network. I'm Michael, culinary nutrition expert, nutritional chef, brain health coach here at Doctoronamission, and I'm joined by my beautiful wife, Isabel, medical doctor and founder of Doctoronamission. How are you, my dear?
Great. I haven't seen you for a whole 30 seconds.
It's been a while. Great to see you. Oh, excited about having the show today. Thank you, Tripping Through Transformation. Yes.
So what are we here for? You're probably wondering, what are these guys here for? Well, essentially, Michael and I want you, yes, we're talking to you, to be wealthy. Now, I know what the current definition of wealthy is. It's to be financially wealthy. And yeah, we all want you to be wealthy because being wealthy is like oxygen. You got to have it. But we're really referring to the Middle English definition of wealthy, which is to have well-being in your emotional, your physical, and your spiritual being. And what we have come to understand through me being a medical doctor and Michael being with me during my journey of being a suicide survivor is we are focusing on the wrong thing in healthcare. We're focusing on the downstream event, which is mental illness, which is anxiety, depression, and even suicide attempts. And so what Michael and I are doing here is we're helping you work upstream so you don't have the downstream event. So we're working upstream to support your brain because you know what? Your number one muscle is, it's not your deltoid, it's not your pecs, it's not your quadriceps, it's your brain. Yes, that's your number one muscle. So that's what we're doing. We're working upstream to take care of your number one muscle so you don't have the downstream event of anxiety, depression, and even thinking about killing yourself, because I know that space and it's dreadful. Please go ahead and ask us questions as we're here, because we're here to serve you, okay?
Yeah. So what are we up to today? Well, we've got our beautiful producer, Jenna, behind the scenes. Jenna, can you bring up today's schedule so you just give a brief overview of what's happening today on the show? There you go. Well, title of today's show is a continuation of last week. Did you know that our childhood can affect our adulthood? This is part 2. Now, if you missed part 1, well, you can go back and watch that. We're going to do a quick review on that. And about a quarter after the hour, where did that schedule go?
There it is.
Love it.
We're having lots of fun here.
About a quarter after the hour, we're going to go through some goals and look at increasing resiliency. Keep in mind the questions and answers open the whole thing through the whole show. And then about halfway through the hour, we're going to talk about some action steps of what can we do. And at 40 minutes after the hour, approximately, we're going to have today's big take home. And that's today's big action step that you can take away right now today to implement into your life to optimize your brain health. And at 45 minutes after the hour, we get into today's relationship chat. And today we're going to talk about having crucial conversations. Oh man, that's
Stay
gonna be good.
tuned.
Stay
Something
tuned for that.
pink is coming out.
Something pink.
Something pink.
Okay, well
Yeah.
that's
That's a little tantalizing.
I'm not quite sure I'm ready for that, but okay, 45 minutes after the hour, we'll go for it.
They'll get a big kick out of that, right?
Yeah. And then just before the hour, we'll wrap up with some words of encouragement, because we always want to leave you with encouragement, some enlightenment, and some good words so you feel great about your day, your evening, or your next day. So how are we going to serve the guys today?
Well, and
And
the ladies,
the families, the women, whoever's watching.
everybody's watching. I got this in Australia. Do you like it? I love the color. I thought, let's bring some pop in. All right. Thank you, Ian. Okay, so let's do a recap on what adverse childhood experiences are. Jeannie, great. Thanks, Jeannie. Jeannie's saying that she loves teaching about ACEs, so valuable for people to be aware of. I know. And so just to recap that, what we talked about last week is ACEs are adverse childhood experiences. Now, these are tough experiences that people have before the age of 17, and they fit into 3 categories: abuse, neglect, and household dysfunction. And if you are becoming aware of this right now, I just want you to know that there is a test that you can take to help you understand what your ACE score is. And you can go to NPR, you see that? NPR/ACE, and do the quiz. And that is a series of questions, and those questions will help you get a score. Now, that score, it's 10 questions. The higher the score, the more adverse trauma you had, and the more likelihood that you're at risk for things like anxiety, depression, suicide, obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancer, stroke, lung problems, even broken bones.
What a list.
Yeah. So if you want, you can get that the number, and just know that everything is reversible. Okay. You can do the work, and we're going to talk about doing some of the work today that you can do. Okay. But just have hope that you don't have to stay stuck in your past. You can actually get unstuck and move forward into the new you that you see for yourself. Okay. So have hope.
Yeah.
Because when I got my number and I saw that it was 4, and I did the research and I saw that I was at a 1,200% risk of suicide, I was like, well, no wonder I tried to take my life. It was because of all that. And you know what? And then I tried to stay back there. Like, it's that fault. It's my past. But you know what? It's not my past. I don't have to be my past. I can let go of my past. Takes a bit of work.
Yeah, you did the work. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you were there.
Yeah, you did the work.
You can get unstuck, do the work, and move forward into the new life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Without hurting anybody.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, Jenna, can you pull up the trauma, the
There
pain,
you
and the
go.
escape? Okay. So, and just hold it up there for a little bit, because I want to talk through this. So, Dr. Gabor Mate is a psychiatrist. He's in his 80s. I feel like he's just becoming his best self right now, teaching people that we all go through trauma, and it leads to pain. And we do whatever to escape that pain. And that equation has helped me truly understand why people are such a hot basket mess around the world, because so many people have gone through childhood trauma. And so how do we escape? Well, we escape by eating too much, by drinking too much alcohol. These are all, I've done it. I've eaten too much. I've drank too much alcohol. It's just to numb. Methamphetamines, that's P. I haven't done that. I definitely haven't done that, but a lot of people get hooked into that. Your brain is hooked into that. Nicotine, I used to smoke for 27 years. I'm totally transparent here. This is a safe place because I'm just like splaying out how my trauma affected me.
Yeah.
You never smoked cigarettes. And I was just like,
No.
wow.
Yeah, well, I remember when I was about 14, I smoked a cigarette and kind of went, and I was lucky.
Yeah.
I was very lucky. And Jim says they talk about it all, ACEs all the time in public education. And that's awesome, Jim. That's so good.
I'm glad
I haven't been hearing about that here in New Zealand being taught in education, but I'm so glad wherever you're at, Jim, that that's happening because it is very, very important.
Very important. And people will smoke pot, and they'll also get themselves involved in activities to escape their problem. For instance, high-risk sports. I don't do high-risk sports. Having many sexual partners, overachievers. Yeah, I'm an overachiever. And then just staying busy so they don't have to deal with their internal thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's just some of the things that can happen when your ACE score increases. So I just stick to my notes here because if not, you know what? I will be all over the place. So what's the goal? The goal is to increase our resiliency. Now, you may ask, what does resiliency look like? Well, imagine you've got two balls. One is a rubber ball and the other is a glass ball. When you drop the glass ball on cement, what happens? It shatters. That is not very good resiliency. The rubber ball, when it drops, it bounces. That is resiliency. That's a picture of resiliency. That's being able to bounce back. Okay?
Like palm trees in the wind.
Oh, and another picture. Jenna, can we have the picture of the palm tree and the hurricane?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
so
they are resilient.
Yeah, look how they're bending, but they don't break.
Just hanging on. Yes.
Can we see that just one more time? Because they bend, but they don't break. Those palm trees are very resilient. That's key. And so how do you learn how to become resilient? Well, definitely you've got to want to learn how to become resilient, because breaking down every time something happens and breaking into little pieces, which I used to do.
Yeah, the glass.
I used to be the glass ball.
Yeah, the glass ball dropping, and it was like, I'm sorry, that's how.
She's gonna break to pieces.
As the saying goes, I'm gonna walk around those little broken pieces here because I don't want to get cut. Oh yes,
yeah,
yes.
So we're going to talk about two big ideas to help you bounce back, to help you bend, but don't break. Okay.
Yes. Now, that's a great thought, hon, but right now we're going to take a short break. So please keep in mind, if you want to learn more about us, you can go to Doctoronamission.com and you'll find a whole lot there about us. We'd love to have you pop on by after the show, not during the show, but after the show. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome to Tripping Through Transformation. I'm your host, Guillaume Poirier, and I'm inviting you on a journey that will expand your outlook on life. Join me as we delve into the realms of mental health, resilience, personal growth, community, and alternative healing. Through personal narratives and expert insights, we'll explore the transformative power of shared stories. Get ready to escape from narrow perceptions and dive into a world of diverse perspectives. Tripping Through Transformation is where stories become pathways to empowerment.
I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Can't no one stop me, yeah, bring it in. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Top down, faded windows tinted. Push it with it, push it to the limit.
This is NGBN TV, a network for men and home to top experts, speakers, authors, and more. Streaming TV for men, created by men.
But why?
Why are we a network that inspires,
Educates, entertains, celebrates, and supports
men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, simply to save men's lives. There is an epidemic in our community.
And it's taking men from us.
I'm talking about mental health and suicide.
But we have an answer, and it's streaming, live shows, sports, concerts, and more.
In a real way for men to lock shields.
We can't wait to launch this TV network for you and with you.
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 Join our movement at ngbn.tv, coming January 2024.
Welcome back, you healthy brain enthusiasts, to the MD and Chef Team Show on Doctor on a Mission. Now we're going to go back to how to grow resiliency, grow that ability to bounce back, grow the ability to recover quickly from difficulties.
It's so important in the world today.
Instead of escaping with drugs and alcohol and pornography and gambling and multiple sex partners and methamphetamine. I mean,
it's
isn't
all
that
out
amazing?
there. No, it's all out there. You hear about it all the time. It's just hiding away from having to deal with the reality of life,
Right.
and doing the work you need to do to be resilient in your brain. So it's like, yeah, okay, boom, boom, boom. Life just nailed me, but that's cool. I got this. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And doesn't it feel better? It feels, just to let you know, because we're a little ahead of the line. We love being able to be resilient, because not being resilient, yeah, exactly. Just like the big time show says, bend but don't break.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like that palm tree in that hurricane. It bends, but it doesn't break. And it goes, hey, I'm back.
Yeah.
I can do this. So let's talk about two big ideas on how to do this. Number one is
I was waiting for the drum roll.
I know.
I should have gone. There we go.
All right. So number one is, now I'm going to say this because men, you need to hear this. Okay. I'm talking to your heart. Okay. This will help you be more resilient. Begin a personal development journey. Oh, cut me a break. I can hear you right now. I don't have time to write things down. I'm talking about personal development. Make a decision, first of all, of who you want to become. Like, have that picture in front of you. Have an idea of the man you want to be. Okay. And then, you know what? Be a sponge. Start soaking up books and start writing down your progress, even if it's one little baby step every day. Because you know what? Imagine that little baby. If you have children, imagine that baby who took the first step and then it fell. Did you tell that baby, don't even try getting back up anymore?
Just stay down.
Stay down, you'll always be down.
Stay down, you'll never walk. Down you go.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Just take little baby steps, because you're a human being. While you're here on earth, you're a human being. And you know what? That's how we learn, is the little baby steps. Now, do you do a personal development journey today?
Today, yes. Yeah. But I tell you, back in the day, I don't know, somewhere in my late 40s or so. So yeah, I was pretty far along. But I had never even heard of the word. You can call it personal development, self-development, whatever you want to do. But your educational purposes outside of academic education, forming your EQ and your adversity quotient, because that's another biggie. Somebody started talking to me about reading books and listening to some audios and some other things, going to some conferences and that. And I just thought, what?
I remember I said, babe, we're going to read this book this month. And what did you say?
I doubt I said anything.
I remember what he said.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to read a book.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where I was at,
Yeah.
But
But
having said that, where I was at was when I've talked about this before, I went through about, who knows, 20, 30 years or at least 20 years of adult life in those late 40s where I hadn't grown personally. Yes, I had grown in my career as a chef and become more knowledgeable there, but as a human being, being the better version of myself, the better Michael, the better husband, the better father, the better human being on this planet. In those 20 years, if anything, I probably got worse. I got more satirical, more jaded about life, and just kind of made fun of life and
critical,
people, and critical, judgmental,
negative.
They're agreeing to all this.
Well, because I was there. What can I say?
Yeah, but and that came along, and I had some amazing mentors, and one of them's probably watching or knows up here, Mr. Dave Bradley. It was a beautiful mentor of mine. We've got some mentors today, and I learned what mentorship was all about, and how to actually start moving on with life. So,
Dave, you're funny. Grow your face off. You did it. So we want to talk about 2 books. Well, actually, 2 books today. The first book that came to mind is, you ready? Take a picture of this, or else you have to backtrack and watch this again.
Oh, they can watch it again.
The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. I am telling you, I think I've read this book so many times. Look at that. I even have a bumblebee as a bookmarker because I love this book.
It was in there.
And it was nice and straight, but I've used it up. But anyway, this book is amazing. Yeah. And it just, you don't have to be a Christian to read this book. It just helps you understand, what am I here for?
Yeah.
And what am I supposed to do? Because you know what? You are a blessing. You were born to be a blessing, to do whatever you're supposed to do. But you got to be fed. You got to be nourished with the right words. So that's book number 1.
And I think that's something that almost probably every human being at some time in their life here on this planet, I'm not sure where all that stuff came up on the screen, but every human being sometime in their life here on this planet has probably asked the question, what am I here for?
Right.
What am I doing here? And when you can't find that answer, then things start to get really foggy and kind of dark for yourself, because you're kind of like, what am I here for? Oh, well.
Yeah.
Do
you recommend a journal or a big whiteboard to start writing down your personal development plan? Rubio, I love that question. Whatever works for you. Michael and I have like this huge vision board. I should get it someday, but I won't get it. But anyway, it's this huge board of what we want to accomplish in this year and by 2029. It's our 1 year and our 5 year. And we look at that every day.
Yeah. So whether it's whiteboards, journals, big boards like Isabel likes to use, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great. We'll do the big board, whatever it takes. But you do need to have something where it's written down. You can see it, you can read it, you get those thoughts going into your brain. And it's a great point, Rubio. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Rubio, I want to ask you, what do you use when you get a chance to answer, if you feel like answering? And the next book that we recommend is written by Dr. Maxwell Malt, MD. Yes to the vision board. Yeah, Chastity. I am such a picture person. And boy, do I just look at those pictures and I'm like there. I'm already there. And just so you know, your brain actually goes to the picture that's right here. So if you've got the right picture, guess what? There's this other thing in your brain called the reticular activating system, which we'll talk at another show. The reticular activating system helps you get to that place, that picture. Yeah. So have the vision board.
Yeah.
I went wild with our vision board this year because let's see. Nana Mano, support the doctor and chef team by giving their channel.
Oh, thank you so
Nana.
much. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Big hug. Let's see if we'll get some hearts.
Oh, there we
go. Cute. I love this place. Okay, so the next book is, are you doing okay, Ben?
I'm doing fantastic.
Am I going too fast?
No, I'm with you.
Okay, good. So so the next book is called, I know it's a big word, but don't worry, don't get scared. I'll explain it. Psycho-Cybernetics. This is not New Age, okay? This is just psycho-cybernetics and self-fulfillment. In this book, Dr. Malt teaches us how to talk. He talks by training your brain to get you to your desired destination. He teaches you how to look at your thoughts. For instance, you're learning how to do a live show for 60 minutes and you make mistakes. Okay, you made a couple of mistakes. Are you saying to yourself, you will never make this work? Don't even try. Well, he teaches us to look at our thoughts and say, okay, our thoughts have said this. How are we going to talk back to our thoughts? How are we going to say, look, you're learning how to walk. You're like a little child learning how to walk. He teaches us how to be gentle with ourselves.
Yeah, and it's so important with resiliency, because building up that resiliency, we've got to have great productive thought management. So much out there. Of course, we're out in the world just like you are and talking to people and that, but we actually listen to people and hear what's going on. From time, you can hear their thoughts. Their thoughts are very negative, and the way they talk to themselves, and they'll say things like, that's just me. I'm not that good. Or, I can't do that. And, the brain, like you said, with the reticular activating systems, picks up on that and starts to put that in the subconscious, like, okay, yep, that's me. And that's going to be very hard to develop any kind of resiliency when we feed that into our brain.
Yeah.
So we want to get away from doing that. So, we're not feeding that negativity into our brain. So it planted into us.
Yeah. And remember, we're always looking for progress, not perfection.
Good point.
That was hard for me.
Yeah.
That one was a hard one. But anyway, I'm still progressing until my last day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also he also teaches us to realize that things are not happening to you. They're happening for you. Mm. And that really helped me. Like when I tried to take my life twice in 2014, I was so scared. I was like, whoa, am I ever going to come back from that? Well, I did. I'm still here and working with Michael to help people understand that we need to start working upstream. But now I've realized that happened for me. And I'm so grateful that happened for me, because it helps me understand that I wasn't the only one. There's so many people in the healthcare system that are there. So tough things that are happening, learn to understand that this is happening for you. It could be really ugly, but there's something to learn from that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to elaborate on that a little bit more. There, Grubio's got something to keep things in his head.
I keep things in my head, but I know I need to write things down more. Okay, that could be some homework.
Oh, yeah, homework. Well, hey, there's that growth.
Chastity yells at me. Oh, can you bring that up? What does Chastity do? Chastity yells at me all the time to start a vision board.
Well, we can touch on that in the crucial conversations today in the last part.
Today is the day.
Now, that's a great thought. However, we do have to take a short break. I want to get back to some of these things we're talking about. Now, if you want to learn more about us, one of the things we'd love to have you do is join us in the Healthy Brain Club at Doctoronamission.com. Come on over, check it out, and come and join us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, everybody, listen, join me, Doug Brooks, a.k.a. known as Big Time, on the Big Time Show podcast to be seen on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central and on Saturday afternoons at 3 p.m. Central. You need to come on, hang with me. You know what? It's going to be crazy. Yeah. Thank you, Brad.
I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Can't no one stop me, yeah, bring it in. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Top down, faded windows tinted. Pushing with it, push it to the limit.
We cannot wait any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home. The time is now, and that place is NGBN TV. Powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBN TV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBN TV will never be this low again. So join our movement on NGBN.TV and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Coming January 29th.
We're back.
There we go. We're back.
I hope you went and got a healthy brain snack while you were away, because I was watching you. Yes, I was. Not really.
Not really, but kind of, maybe, sort of, yes.
Well, it's time to buckle in and continue on with the MD and Chef Team Show. Let's go.
I just wanted to elaborate on one of the points you made right before the break. You were talking about, what happened there with your suicide attempts and being in the mental health system of healthcare. And talking
as
about,
a doctor,
and you were talking about, well, this happened for me, not to me. What really happened there was, as an MD who had never actually been, and most doctors never have been, in the actual mental health system of healthcare, you found out what it was like for clients, patients, people out there in the world who end up in that system, and you getting in there realize, oh my gosh, this is ugly. This is really hard for people. I need to help do something about that. So we're not dropping people into that system, because that system is scary. It's ugly. It's only got one path. There's no, options for people. It's just, boom, here you go.
They don't even talk about nutrition.
Am I surprised?
But you're going to be talking about nutrition.
And you as a woman, were they talking to you about hormones? And you being in your 50s when this happened? No discussion about hormones. So many different things.
So that is point number one on how to build resiliency. Read books, get a vision board, because you're going to start walking towards your vision. And I can't wait until you share with me what you got. Let's see. Jenna says, it is horrible. Thank God for brain health. Yes. Thank you, Jenna.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Jenna. We appreciate you so much. Okay. So number two big idea on how to build resiliency is your limbic system. I'm not going to get all doctory on you, because I even get confused. I keep it simple. I don't even know how I made it through medical school, because I am such a simple-minded person. But here's the deal.
And that's why I love you're such a great teacher, because you do keep it simple for people instead of like blah, blah, blah. And so many times people are in the doctor's office and then they're just like that. You walk out. Have you ever gone to the doctor's office and then you walk out going like, what just happened? What did they say? What's going on?
And Jim just said, I feel like the med field only wants to throw drugs to solve mental health issues. Exactly, Jim.
What happened to
That's
Isabel.
because you know what? They're dealing with the downstream event, Jim. They only know that. Just to let you know, we're trained by the drug companies. Whoa. Yes, I can say that because I'm a doctor and I've been in that medical system. The drug companies teach us what drugs are the best, okay? And so your doctor, the medical health system doesn't know any other way, okay? So that's why we're doing what we're doing, because it's like we can do this together, which is what I'm so excited about. So
yes,
good point. Just have hope, Jim, that there is hope. We're going to work upstream.
There is change coming. It's just like moving the Titanic. And it's just so slow, but it's coming over the next 25 years. There's a real shift to modern medicine away from the old-fashioned medicine the way it is. And so it's happening, but it's very slow.
Very slow, but that's okay. You stay with us and we'll get you there. We got the roadmap. We got the roadmap. We got the roadmap. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I feel like I needed a tambourine.
Yeah.
I should get my tambourine next time. No, it's too loud.
Okay, you're on.
All right, I'm on. Okay, so number two, keep me on point. Well, you're taking me, pinging me all over the place. All right, so number two is work on your limbic system. What's your limbic system? Your limbic system is right back here in the middle of your brain. And here's the deal about the limbic system. It's where your memories of the past with emotion are cemented together.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
that's all you
huge.
need to remember. The limbic system is where memory with emotion is stored. So people get stuck there. I got stuck there. So I had my first experience of fear when Daddy had a rifle. I told you about that last time. And I was afraid that he was going to shoot us when I was 9 years old. So that was my first experience with a memory of Daddy with the rifle and emotion of fear. Okay, fast forward, we moved to New Zealand. I'm 40, we're in a new country, driving on the opposite side of the road, and I'm fearful. Well, when my limbic system says, oh, you're fearful, that means that emotion of fear is connected to the memory of somebody's got a rifle on you, you're going to die. Do you get it? And so it comes into my present life because I'm still stuck there with fear. And so I'm thinking somebody's going to kill me. Well, ain't nobody going to shoot a rifle at me here in New Zealand. That just like doesn't happen. Well, it's starting to happen.
It does happen.
Back
but not
there,
too long.
but back there, it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
So the thing is that you can retrain that. And that's the beauty of your limbic system. That's point number 2. You can retrain your brain. And so one of the ways that you can retrain your brain is understand that your brain is plastic. It's got plasticity. It's changeable. It's not cement. It's changeable. You can recreate. You can make new connections.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
So one of the ways that you can make new creations, new connections, is by reading this next book that I recommend by Annie Hopper called Retrain Your Brain. But she's also got a website called retrainyourbrain.com, Retrain Your Brain. And that is an online course that helps you. I took the course and it helps you learn how to retrain your limbic system so you're not stuck back there.
And just, we're not affiliated with Annie Hopper and that, but I know with Isabel, she did that and stuck to it and worked on that for months after her suicide attempts. And the work that was put in and the changes that happened, how she had to change that limbic system, those thought processes, because basically because of a lot of the fears from your ACEs, the adverse childhood experiences, whenever things would happen in life, when those kapows of life would come at us, whether they were financially or something as a doctor or just situations and that, your reaction was just
fearful. I was just in fear mode.
Just in fear and like, what's going to happen? It's all crashing down. It's burning and that. And it was like, wait, we can work through this. Oh, no, we can't. And so that work you did through the Retrain Your Brain system really changed that. And now I know, and I got to tell you, this beautiful lady here now, when life's kapows come, because they're going to come, that's just the deal. We got to understand that it doesn't mean that everything's going to go away because we've done the work. No, it's just that when that junk comes, and now Isabel, when it comes, she's like, yeah, okay, wow, didn't see that one coming. All right, well, what are we going to do? Let's work our way through this. And handling it with great resiliency and handling it without that fear.
I'm still becoming.
Yeah, well, we all are. We're always working on being
I
better.
Still go for the ice cream when I'm trying to escape. Or, I still eat sometimes.
Yeah, would anybody agree that ice cream is an escape from time to time out there,
Yeah. Now, a lot of people have said to me, oh, look, that's just the way I am, and that's the way I will always be. Okay, that's your choice. But I'm here to tell you, and so is Michael, that doesn't have to be your story. Who you are doesn't have to be who you're going to be and who you want to become. You can get unstuck. I can't let you understand that more than saying you can get unstuck, but you got to do the work. That's just the bottom line. And that is...
Jim asked, how effective can positive self-talk be for retraining your brain?
Easily. 100% that will help you out because your brain is listening to you all day long.
Yeah.
If you're telling yourself negative things, you're just going to be depressed. But if you're telling yourself, I am confident, I am a winner, I can do this, I am capable, I am empowered to do this, I am creative, I am a winner, because winners never quit, so I'm never going to quit. I mean, those are, see, those pop off my mouth because they're right here.
Yeah, yeah. And your brain is like a garden. Whatever you plant in there consciously,
yeah.
Whatever you plant in there consciously, and you keep telling it, that's what's going to seed, that's what's going to grow, that's what you're going to sow, and then you're going to reap subconsciously those great thoughts as you plant them. But if you're consciously planting weeds, you're planting bad thoughts, well, that's what's going to grow, and that's what's going to stick, and it's just going to come out of you, and you're going to feel that way. So great point, Jim. Yeah, the positive thoughts, it's not a bunch of mumbo jumbo stuff. It's just the way the brain works. We got to understand that's how the brain works.
You have to be careful what you say to yourself, because you're listening to yourself all day long, even at 2 o'clock in the morning. Just say it. Now, guess what? It's time for the big take home.
Today's big take home.
So the big take home for today is get a picture of who you want to be. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 30, 20, it doesn't matter. Who do you want to be? Do you like where you are? Do you want to become a better you? Well, guess what? You can do it, because that's what the brain does. You can create new connections. So how do we do this? Well, I love the vision board. I encourage you, get a vision board, even if it's a small little vision board. I like big vision boards. I'm a big vision board person. Our house could be a vision board.
Yeah. Well, okay. Hey, that's a great thought, hon. However, we do have to take a short break. We'd love to have you join us on our social media platforms. Just go to your favorite social media platform and look for @Doctoronamission. You'll find us there. Just connect with us there. And we'll be right back after this break.
Hello, my name is Charles Schultz, host of The Edge of Greatness. I hope you choose to join me on a journey into discovering the greatness in your life through the exploration of 7 pillars: purpose, mindset, resilience, discipline, commitment, people, and courage. Hope to see you there.
I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Can't no one stop me, yeah, bring it in. I came to win, yeah, I came to win. Top down, faded windows tinted. Pushing with it, push it to the limit.
We cannot wait any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home. The time is now, and that place is NGBN TV. Powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBN TV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBN TV will never be this low again. So join our movement on ngbn.tv and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, coming January 29th.
Those advertisements, those commercials that you just saw, well, those spaces are available. You could be part of the show if you wanted to. Wherever you may be watching this, if you've got a company, you've got a brand, you've got a product, you know of an organization that says, wow, I want to get out in front of thousands and lots of men and their families and even women. And yeah, you want to be part of the show. You want to be part of the movement here at the NGBN TV network and helping save men's lives. Well, there's ad spots available. Just contact us here at info@doctoronamission.com and we'll talk to you about it. Very, very reasonable rates. We'd love to have you aboard with here at the team. Well, now, there you go. Info at Doctoronamission.com. So now it's time for today's relationship chat. Today, it's about crucial conversations. Oh my gosh, has anybody been in a crucial conversation like this before? Where it's back and forth and you're all kind of, are we getting anywhere? Oh my gosh. Yes, we've had a couple of those, huh?
We used to, but not hardly ever anymore.
Yeah. But back in the day when we didn't do the work on ourselves, we had a lot of those types of conversations.
Yeah, and the kids would go hide in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So because I come from a Cuban family, we had crucial, loud conversations. And I remember we'd get together on the weekends with our family, with our families, because it was a big Cuban family in Washington, D.C., where I grew up. And we all would get together on the weekend and we'd have lunch. And lunch was great. It was food and laughter and hugs and dancing, because Cubans love to dance, and little kids would dance, old people would dance, we would all dance. And then there'd be the fighting. Did I tell you about the fighting? Yeah, the fighting. Now, I'm not talking about the beaten up fighting. I'm talking about the kind of fighting where the neck veins were sticking out. The voices were really loud. That vein you got right here, and some people, it was pulsating. Yeah. Then the fighting would start. And then the next day, we'd get together again and have lunch, and like nothing ever happened. I was like, okay, so how does that happen? How can you have those kind of conversations where there's elevation in the voice? And how do you do that safely? I'm going to take these off because I don't need them anymore. How do you do that safely? Well, there's this wonderful book by Jenny Allen, who wrote the book, Find Your People. And she says in her book, conflict is safe when you know you won't quit each other. I'll say that again because that's really important. Conflict is safe when you know you won't quit each other.
Yeah.
Conflict is okay. Now, you come from a family, poor Michael. Michael doesn't come from a family of conflict. I do.
Yeah.
I love those gloves. Thanks, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, we had two opposite extremes when we got together because Isabel's background. I mean, she did have the vein in her neck when she got angry with me.
But not anymore.
Not anymore, no. But that was because you've done the work that it doesn't need to go to that extreme.
But I still go up.
Yeah, but it's not scary. Not to the extreme. I mean, your family was a massive awakening for me because when we got together with them, oh my gosh. I mean, I thought somebody going to get hurt, and they went after each other.
Because you weren't used to it.
No, I wasn't used to it because my family, there was never a conflict. Nobody ever talked.
I know.
That was the way it was.
They would just shut down.
Yeah, they would just shut down. If anything elevated a little bit, we're done, and people went off their own way. Nothing was ever discussed. It just didn't happen. Now, I don't know, maybe mom and dad did behind the scenes, but I never saw a conflict ever growing up. And so I had to learn how to have crucial conversations coming from a point of never having one. And for Isabel, I had to learn how to have crucial conversations in a relationship where they couldn't just be like, with the gloves on, just going right into somebody's face. So we had to come together.
I never hit him, okay?
No, it was just like what we just saw in that video. It was like
that was pretty much me.
I never had anybody do that to my face. Except maybe some teachers back in school, but so crucial conversation. That's such a great point that you brought up. That was in the book of Jenny Allen. Is it's okay to have those crucial conversations. It's okay to have conflict. If the understanding is we're in this together to the end, we're not going anywhere. We're together. This is a safe zone. And if we need to get in there and have that conversation with each other, it's okay. Yeah. We can do that.
We're not going to quit each other. No, that's why we're still together for 43 years. Because we're not going to, I'm not going to quit you.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm going for 100 years plus, young and healthy, and
yeah, let's do it.
Keep on going. 110, 120. I don't know. Let's see. There's no expiration date. I don't have any no tags on me. No. We just go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just understanding that we're after 43 years of being together. It wasn't like, oh, well, I guess we never had any problems. We never had any crucial conversations. Well, I mean, what day is this? How many have we had today? But we've learned how to deal with it, knowing that if something does come up, there's some conflict, we don't agree, then we're not quitting each other. Let's just have the conversation and work it out.
Right. So let's talk about how to do that.
Okay.
Now, first things first. If you are in a toxic relationship, this could be with family or friends, and you have worked at it and worked at it and worked at it and worked at it, and it's not working, then guess what? You can separate from that. You can love them, be respectful, but you're going to need to put a boundary, a fence around you and not let them back in, okay? Because you've tried and they're not trying. You can't constantly be the one that's doing all the work, okay? Got that?
Yeah.
Thumbs up? Let me see if a thumbs up will do. All right. So there's 3 things that you need to do to have crucial conversations and be safe and not quit each other. Number 1 is pick your battles. I used to pick every single battle. I was like a chihuahua, but I'm not like that anymore. I've settled down.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about picking your battles?
I forget the title of the book. Again, we've been reading a lot of books, obviously.
You're great at reading books.
But I forget the title of the book. It was, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. There's a book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. It didn't mean don't ever have any discussions, but it just meant sometimes just let it go. I had to work on that myself. I know Isabel had to work on that. There's times where we each do stuff and we go like, oh, yeah, okay, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. This does not need to be something to be, discussed because it's not a big deal. So don't sweat the small stuff. That's kind of number 1 is, not always do you have to go after it.
Right. For instance, let's bring in some understanding here, Bev, because we can't just throw them things. They've got to get some understanding. For instance, this afternoon, while we were getting ready to do the show, I saw dirty dishes in the sink. I was like, why are you putting your dirty dishes in the sink? Oh, you're expecting me to, I was thinking, okay, am I going to clean them up or am I going to say, babe, why don't you clean up after yourself? But I didn't. I decided to just clean up because you know what? You just have each other's backs. You have to decide, am I going to fight about this or am I going to go, who cares? Another thing is Michael really doesn't like it when I put my feet up on the dashboard. So guess what? In the car.
Yeah.
I like to do that because it just helps my leg. I get a little sciatica and it helps my leg. So I don't do that anymore because I know it upsets him. So that we don't pick that battle.
Massively upset.
Oh yeah, he just gets rah.
Yeah, you can tell I get just rah.
Yeah, no, you're good. So pick your battles.
Yeah.
Is this really worth it? The next one is keep a short account of people's messing with you. Don't go, oh, they said that to me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and look at the way they wrote that message to me. Oh, look at the way they looked at, look at what they said to. Keep a short account. And what's a short account? Talk to people. If somebody's hurting your heart, don't have page after page after page of how they're offending you. Be hard to offend. Don't let people upset you. Don't let people steal your peace. You're in control of your peace. So if you've got something that you got to talk to people about, keep a short account. Say, hey, can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Can we talk about this? Because this really hurt my heart. Now, I want people to do that with me, because I hurt people all the time and I don't even know it. Because guess what? We're human beings and we're going to hurt each other. That's just the way it is. And if we don't learn how to keep a short account with people, then you're going to quit them because this happens in the church and with friends all the time. You're going to quit them and then you're going to go somewhere else. And guess what? You're going to have to rebuild that relationships with people. And that takes energy. The studies show that it takes 200 hours of being with somebody to call them a good friend. That's a lot of time, 200 hours. I don't have time to put in 200 hours for another friendship. So keep a short account and just be hard to offend.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
I just want to say I just want to say for me, one of the things I had to learn is to not bring up something that happened way back.
Oh, yeah,
before.
you're good at that, not doing that anymore. You used to.
I'm
like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this.
I know, I was bad at that. We'd be talking about something, and then I almost then use, like, okay, if it was something I was doing wrong, then I would bring up something, 4 months ago, you did this, and that bothered me. It's like, well, wait a second. That has nothing to do with today. But that was kind of a leverage to say, oh, well, you're doing something wrong, or I did something wrong, well, you did something wrong.
Yeah, you had it written in your book. Your long book of accounts.
Guilty, but done the work and not guilty anymore.
So don't do that, okay? You don't have to do that. And then don't sweat the small stuff. Yeah, and it's all small stuff. Yeah. And then the last point that we want to say is be quick to apologize. Just apologize. Hey, I'm sorry I hurt your heart. Do you know how many times I circle back with my girls and go, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean to hurt you. Because they let me know, Mom, don't say that.
Especially for us parents to be able to say, hey, I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
Well, we need to wrap it up with the end of the show here. We want to leave you with a word of encouragement. I want you to know that your best is still coming. Work on yourself. That personal development thing, however you see it, it really helps. And if you do the work, you're going to be an amazing, as you already are, but you're going to grow even more amazing.
And remember that you were born into this earth at this time to be a blessing. You were born to be a blessing, and just remain unstoppable, chasing who you're becoming. Just go for it.
Yes. Thank you very much for joining us on the MD and Chef Team Show. We'll see you next week. Bye for now. Bless you.